Hello and welcome, lovely Aquarians, to May 2025. We are here, the sun is shining, and it's a beautiful month with all the flowers blooming. It's gorgeous. So I do encourage you to go back just quickly to the intro. That's a little bit of a nutshell, what is happening, or could be happening with the energies in May, and who I predict will win the Canadian election. It's stressful times for sure, globally, again. Anyway, I'm using some beautiful cards. Since it is Taurus season, I'm using the lovely Power Animal Oracle and also the Love activation cards, Power of Love cards. So on to the reading. I hope you have a fabulous month. And I will go on to your reading. This reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's have a look here. What could be so about the month of May for you? Okay, this is for Aquarius for the month of May. Oh, this card's really popping out at me. Jumping, it's actually jumping. So let's have a look for Aquarius for May. There we go. Okay. So, drum roll, please. We have monkey, lion, and hawk. Wow, you have some powerful cards here. Very interesting combination. When you look at the animal cards, look at the symbolism. You look at the animal. Where do they live? What do they eat? What's their diet? How do they move? How do they behave? The monkey is about ingenuity. This situation calls for adaptability and innovation. So there could be something going on in your life which you need to be more adaptable to. Maybe you're digging your heels in about a situation. You don't want to agree to someone or do something, but in this situation you may have to be a little more flexible or think outside of the box. Not telling you to change your mind or anything or do something that you don't want to do, but be a little more playful, lighten up, and a little less serious. You know how the monkeys are so playful, they're so funny. So that is the message here, I think, just to be a little bit more adaptable and maybe think of different ways of doing things. That's all, right? And then it's asking you to have courage to ask for what you want. Beautiful regal lion here. So don't be afraid to ask for what you want, right? Have the courage to speak up and speak out. Because if we don't speak out, then we have to expect people to intuit what we want, which is not, it's not the way. We have to communicate our needs, right? That's so important. And then we have focus. I love the hawk energy because hawks have incredible vision and they see things from a higher perspective. They're fabulous hunters. And it says, choose your priorities and eliminate all distractions. So hawks have very sharp eyesight. You know how they can catch a mouse from way up in the sky and come down. So be aware this month of focusing on what is important to you and leaving the rest, right? Eliminate distractions. Focus on really, really important things, because sometimes when we make a list or think of 10 or 20 things that we have to do, then we get a bit overwhelmed and then we do nothing because it's like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get this done? So maybe write down 2 things that you need to do today and leave the rest, right? And focus on those things only. Multitasking can be extremely stressful because we're trying to do 10 things at once, and we don't do anything well because we're kind of doing a minute here and 10 minutes here and an hour here, and we're distracted. So distraction is, I believe, usually from not focusing enough and having too much to do. All right. So again, focus on your priorities there, and that'll really help you. And don't let distractions get in the way, such as the phone or the computer, FaceTime or whatever, or Facebook, whatever, like social media. We get very distracted by it, and it can be a lot of wasted time, right? Okay, so let's look at what your romance cards, your love cards have to say, right? Okay. For my lovely Aquarius, what does it have to say for love this month? And these are actually activation cards, so that's why I really like them. Okay. Aquarius, here we go. All right. There we go. So we have action, present, and satisfaction. Wow. So you have the courage to express the unique colors of your soul. You have all different facets to your personality. Color therapy would be really good for you. And it's also about taking action with a love interest. Maybe you're interested in someone. I mean, you can take the action also. You don't have to wait for them. If you already are in a relationship, do something out of the ordinary. You might want to do something totally spontaneous with your loved one. And that's really fun sometimes, right? And it says to live in the present moment, to bring forth the energy of love in your current circumstances. So sometimes when we worry about the past or dwell in the past or the future, that can make us distracted, and then we're not living in the present moment with our loved one. So it's really important to be with your loved one, love your loved one, and not bring up the past so much or the future, because then again it's takes energy away from the present moment when you could be just enjoying it, right? And then satisfaction, you let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. So it feels like you've learned a lot about love, about your partner, about yourself, and you have more self-confidence. And in that, you have more success with your relationships. So yeah, it looks good for both single Aquarians and Aquarians in a serious relationship or marriage. So really, really good. There is a sense of satisfaction in your love life this month. So I love that. And remember, this is a general reading. I go to a lot more detail in a personal reading. So have a beautiful month of May. You take care. Ciao.